I haven't laughed this hard in a while. This is Wilkins here, your naturally born hated Virgo. And I'm on my exercise bike. Finally getting some time to actually get me a good little workout in, just lifting some weights and stuff. Nothing too serious. And starting next week, I mean it, back on that grind. I just haven't been able to do so because IRL situations with my mother. She's doing a little better. She's going to be getting surgery next week, which will be the second one. And then this should be it. And all she has to do is just get a few more chemo. And then I think she has to get one more surgery, and then that'll be it. That'll be it. I already shaved my head. I'm bald. I'm bald everywhere. So, well, not everywhere because I got a little hair here, but I'm bald. I don't mind being bald. Bald is beautiful. But anyway, let's before we get started, let's go ahead and just give a moment of silence to those who passed away. Because again, there's so much going on in the news. May their souls rest in peace. Also, I want to give a special announcement. Until further notice, I will not be doing any more uh, wrestling role plays, like showcasing it via stream. That will only be done via my group or any other groups that I decide to be a part of. So I'm not doing that anymore. That's done. I'll still do it like via like in VR chat when I have the time, but due to this IRL emergency that I'm dealing with my mother, that's gonna be put on hold for a while because spoiler alert, I'm retiring the Why People Why character indefinitely. So I not only have I retired it streaming it indefinitely, I retired it also. I'm gonna retire it also with this, but they don't want me to retire it. A lot of people don't want me to retire it, but too damn bad. This is not me being disrespectful. This is just me doing what makes me happy. And what makes me happier the most is seeing justice being served. Roblox is finally getting sued after copyright strikes, after the Shelp situation, just after so many lawsuits, involving the endangerment of children, and of course, with the fact that they had this little program where those that are young they could pretty much make little games for them, and they barely would pay them. Roblox is finally getting the ass whooping it deserves. I never liked Roblox. I didn't like Roblox when I was a kid. I thought it was just a game that just was there for parody purposes. All there was just memes, a bunch of broken assets, games that barely worked. It was always that game that you were lucky if it worked. Is it fun? Yes. But is it something to take seriously? No. The messaging system is even worse than VR chat. The character creator sucks. It has always sucked. And they got the balls and the nerve to want to charge you, just to have like little assets and stuff and Robux and stuff. I remember I was part of a like a little role play group, surfing company. I enjoyed it and everything. I didn't mind no donate here and there. But then afterwards, due to IRL circumstances, I just couldn't do it anymore. And now I'm happy. I'm happy that I made my decisions. Let me tell you something about us Virgos. When we know something isn't right, we stop it right there in its tracks. And this is why. So I'm going to go ahead and find an article about this whole situation about Roblox getting sued or Roblox suing people. I don't know what's going on, but now they're being sued. See, Roblox was going to sue people, but now they're actually suing people. So Louisiana AG files lawsuit against game platform Roblox. About time. About time. How many lawsuits has this damn app actually received over the years? Roblox lawsuit list. Let's see. They have received a total of, let's see, So they received lawsuits. I hate the AI overview. I hate it, hate it, hate it. But this is true. They received lawsuits based on child sexual predator exploitation, predatory behavior, uh, addictive design based on its monetization. They received a National Music Publisher Association lawsuit, data collection concerns. This app was always a piece of shit. So we're going to hear from this wonderful woman on what's actually happening here. So turn up your speakers because this is going to be good. I wish I had my popcorn. Hey Jeremy, how you doing? I wish I had my popcorn because oh my goodness, this is good news. All of this is good news. Everyone's crying about this. No, this is good news that this app is finally getting sued. Like an actual lawsuit, not those, oh, here's a lawsuit, oh, we're gonna slap you in the wrist with a fine, oh, here's a lawsuit, slap you in the wrist with a fine. No, like actually getting sued. So this is from Louisiana First News. Here's what they have to say.
We've passed laws to keep sexual predators away from our kids in daycares, in schools, and on playgrounds. But there are companies who are facilitating and promoting virtual access that exposes your child, even when you think they're safe in your own home or in your own room. Some apps and social media sites are not doing enough to protect our kids from being exposed to those who want to harm them. And one online game is specifically the reason that we're here today.
Serves
I'm
them
announcing
right.
today a lawsuit against Roblox, the #1 gaming site for children and teens. It's also the #1 site for sex predators.
Sadly.
Roblox has and continues to facilitate the distribution of child sexual abuse material
Yup.
and the sexual exploitation of
Yup.
Louisiana's children. Roblox fails to implement basic safety
Uh
controls
huh.
and to protect child users from predators.
Yeah.
Roblox knowingly and intentionally fails to provide notice to parents and child users of its extreme dangers. And it created, curated, and perpetuated an online environment where child sex predators thrive, unite, hunt, and victimize kids.
Roblox was never a good app to begin with. The app, just like VR chat, only existed because of its community. VR chat, you gonna get this word too one day. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the day that it happens. Hopefully it's not too soon because I have a lot of good friends there and whatnot, but VR chat, your day coming too. And how alive, remember that video that I made on V Shoujo and how I celebrate the demise of V Shoujo? And now it's so funny because no one's talking about these other big streamers anymore. It's really interesting because I really don't care if people mad at me for, being this happy. Because my time on Roblox, I'm gonna be real with you, has always been whole hum. It's just you go there, you play games, and that's it. When you try to like talk to people, like hi, how are you, or whatnot, and it's a situation with VR chat. People act like they don't know how to speak, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to communicate. It's stuff like that gets on Virgo's nerves. So to see something like this, an overrated piece of shit app known as Roblox, an app that has always been terrible, an app that fails to, push innovation, that only exists because of the exploitation of children and child labor. Not even gonna bother to pay these people, right? And then they thought they could be slick by releasing an update saying, oh, well, now we have to implement copyright and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to have actual folks, work for us. When they had the chance to do this since I would say around the middle 2000s, they just didn't want to do it because they wanted this to be an app where everyone could do whatever they want. See, I had my suspicions of Roblox for a long time since I was a kid and teen. See, that's the thing about me. I grew up way too fast, and the one thing that I've always learned to do was investigate and gather notes. And when I know that there is just something that's just amiss, I was always taught to wait before I say anything, and I did. I waited 20 years for this moment. I'm not joking. I have like a list of companies that I just look at them and I'm like, your time's coming. And when that time comes, bam, Roblox is getting sued. Good riddance. Good riddance. And it's honestly unfortunate because the app, all they had to do was just do what VR Chat finally did. Because once VR Chat finally got tired of getting all those lawsuits and whatnot, and having their reputation destroyed, pretty much, ran to the ground over the years, they finally implemented 18 plus verification, a feature that many, many people have begged VR Chat to do for a long time. Wasn't that hard now, was it? But because somebody had to light a candle up their ass, down they decided 18 plus verification. It's something we got to do now. But you didn't give a fuck about that before until the law got involved. So I'm guessing Roblox is probably going to have an ultimatum, probably just get a slap on the wrist again, because once again, when you really think about it, Roblox makes a lot of money. A lot of money. Okay, so while everyone is either celebrating or crying, let's just go ahead and just bring out some statistics, shall we? Roblox makes billions of dollars. Okay, so these little lawsuits getting sued for like millions of dollars is nothing to them because they constantly have people playing on the app, spending money on Robux, and they're just gonna make it back tenfold. If anything, this controversy is just gonna make them even richer. So they're just playing their cards right, and they're gonna make it seem like that they were unaware and that they were always investigating. Now, a lot of people are pretty much jumping the gun saying that Roblox is a protecting predators. Au contraire, my friend. I think it's the exact opposite. You see, Roblox, right? And this is just me guessing here, just doing an educated guess. Let's just be real. There's a lot of people on VR chat, Roblox, and all these social media sites. They gain money off of quote unquote exposing predators. Oh, they're heroes. See, what happens is they get that taste of fame. Oh, we exposed this predator. Oh, we are heroes. Worship us like gods. And then it gets to their head and then they start going berserk. Then they start doing things that is against the law. Then they start doxing people, hacking people, crashing people's computers. And then it just goes to a full-on war. Then that's when these predator hunters start to overstep their boundaries. And instead of letting the police take care of it, they're just like, no, I'm gonna take care of it. And then what makes it even worse and shittier is that they have these YouTube channels that get millions of views, and people praise them like they're these great people, and then years later they get exposed as being terrible, shitty people. Now, there are rare occasions where some of these folks actually do this because they truly want to keep people safe. But then you got these other motherfuckers who do it because they want money. And then they get caught. And then what's worse is that that person ends up being a pedophile. So all of this is just pure, unadulterated karma. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just karma. It's simply karma. I'll never forget when Roblox tried to fight me because I wanted to delete my account. And they told me, well, in order to do this, you have to show your ID. I told those motherfuckers, I simply asked for one thing, to delete my account and nothing else. I'm not showing you my ID because I don't have to. And guess what? Under consideration, we have decided to grant you this, permission. So we grant this permission, blah blah, expedites the case, and have your account deleted. See, I knew things were going down here for Roblox. Why the hell did you think that I pretty much stated this account's gone? Well, you do know that if you delete your account, you lose all of your what? Some shitty assets? Give me a break. Like I'm gonna miss some shitty assets for $5, $10. I mean, you got Fortnite literally kicking your ass, so I mean, like making more money than you. And at least Fortnite is smart, making sure that they keep kids safe. Hopefully, but Roblox has been keeping this under wraps for decades. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. They have been keeping this under wraps for decades, and they just pretty much are like, oh well, if there's a situation, let them handle it. Hey, VR chat, remember when you said that stupid shit and then what happened? The law got on your ass. You got sued, and then you had no choice but to release 18 plus verification. And then you want to act like, oh, it's a feature that, blah, 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 blah. They put Roblox on gaming system to pretty much accumulate more players. More players, more money. More money, which comes from more Robux. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. I'm honestly happy. I'm happy. First V Shoujo and now Roblox? Oh my goodness. This is good. This is too good for me. What's next? Hololive? Is Hololive going to go down next? I'm not wishing for these companies to go down, man. I'm not. I just want them to get their act together. I mean, when you do shady things behind closed doors, you're going to get caught. You are. You're simply going to get caught. You're going to get exposed, and then you're done. I hope VR chat and other social media sites are watching and understanding just how serious this is. Me personally, I'm not worried about it because I'm like, y'all should have been took care of this. Ponytown would be next. Hey, Ponytown wants to be next. That's fine. Because here's the thing: they had chances. They had chances to keep kids safe. Literally, ways to implement this so that way no kid gets hurt. So it's not only the fault of the parents, right? It's also the fault of the companies for being this incompetent. Now, I understand that they can't catch everyone when they do something shady and whatnot, but if you're getting more than 5 cases, probably a little bit more than that, maybe you should step in before the law steps in. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, what does this mean for a lot of other, games? Well, all I'm going to say is 20 years later. So people start saying, oh, this is not fair. I'm going to say 20 years later. When y'all was making y'all videos, make y'all memes, and when y'all would make fun of kids and cuss them out and whatnot, I knew that this day was gonna come. I just let my friends just say all this stupid shit, and then the moment that stuff like this happens, silence. That's what I'm saying. See, this and my fellow Virgos, if you've been doing the same thing like me, keeping your mouth shut, fist bump yourself. I'm telling you, when you keep your mouth shut, you stay out of trouble. That's why I don't say a lot of things around people. I keep this shut, and it saves me a headache. See, everyone wants to see it from the other point of view, saying, that's not what it's about. You don't know what you're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. See, when I say stuff like this, right? And then all of a sudden people will be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Da, da, da. But as soon as it happens, oh, 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 everyone's quiet. Why is everyone quiet? Mm-hmm. Why is everyone quiet? Again, again. And I'm going to say this over and over again. This could have been prevented. but they chose to ignore it. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, they all chose to ignore it because all they saw was money. Look at all this money we're making. Oh, well, we'll just let the parents take care of it, which I agree with them, but it's like you knew that this was going to happen one day, but you chose to ignore it. The warnings were there. When you type in the name of any game and whatever involving this with some kid or whatever, that's what you're gonna see pull up. So what can anyone really say about this situation when they have all the evidence on YouTube, on other streaming sites, to clips, to TikTok? They got all the evidence right there. All the times that kids were harassed on Roblox. Seriously, the evidence is right there. And if they want to pull the plug on Roblox, they can do it. And there is nothing we can do about it because we literally gave them all this ammo for so long. There was one thing that my mother always told me. She said, watch what you do online, watch what you say online, and most importantly, watch what you post online because it always comes back. That's why you don't see me getting involved in no drama. That's why you don't see me barely saying anything in Discord calls because you never know. Now, to every child that's been affected by this, the Roblox, my deepest of empathy and sympathy. But I will say this that I will never understand when it comes to children and social media. Why don't you just hit the block and mute button? I'm serious. And I get it. Like you think about it, but sometimes you just have to do it. And listen, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all an example. There are times when I talk to someone that I've known for a while, and they have at times made me uncomfortable. And there are times where I'm just like, I'm just so ready to hit that block button right now. I always say give people 3 chances. And then after the third chance, go ahead, block and mute them. You got to follow your gut sometimes, kids. If you are around someone, they make you uncomfortable, just do it. Hit that block and mute button. Block, mute, and if you think it's a super serious situation, report. When you do it, let me tell you what happens on VR Chat to these trolls. When you block, mute so many times, they get a nuisance rating, and on top of that, if you show evidence via recording and of course report and they receive mass reports, that person gets banned or they get a strict warning. If you keep this up, your account's gone. And if they evade that and they're found out, they get IP banned. And trust me, usually when someone gets IP banned, no one wants to go through the trouble of contact their internet service provider, telling they, blah, 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 they need an internet service provider because, oh, they need a change because blah, blah, blah. Because after so many attempts of that happening, the ISP company is going to want to investigate and figure out why is it that you want your IP to constantly be changed over and over and over again. They're going to think something's up. So trust me, once that IP ban is hit, you pretty much don't see that person anymore. I'm telling you, it's so easy. Someone made a TikTok and I found it to be pretty funny. They're a fellow furry, and they literally had like this kid like ranting to this adult, and the adult yelled at them saying, "All you got to do is just hit these 3 things and you're done." And I was like, I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this to kids for years. You have rights. You can get away from the situation, especially on social media. But unfortunately, because parents don't want to teach them this, they don't want to monitor what their kids do, this is what happens. Now look, Roblox. First, Roblox is going to sue people. Now Roblox is getting sued in the worst way possible. Oh, you thought those other lawsuits were bad? This is a big one. This is a game changer because if they lose this lawsuit, which there's a possibility they could, it could affect other platforms in the future. When I told y'all that 2025 will be an unforgettable year, I meant that. And this is just one of those things that just happens. So you can get mad, you can get pissed, you can do whatever it is that makes you happy. But the one thing that you can't say is that I never did what? Tell the truth. My experience with Roblox is pretty minimal because I barely even spend time on there. I play games and that's it. I have folks that add me, I talk, I say, hi, how are you? And I don't get a response back. So my experience with Roblox is just whatever. That's why I got rid of my account. I'm like, it's pointless, it's worthless. Don't nobody talk, don't nobody interact or anything. And when I do get interactions and stuff, it's the same old, same old. I think I had like one friend of mine that invites me a lot, but it's always to worlds that I don't care about. I have one person that always wants me to do bus routes, you know. So it was like I started to get tired of Roblox, because I just use that app just for content, just to play games, and that's it. I don't even interact with nobody. So unfortunately, it's always the big top dogs that gotta fuck it up for everybody else. And this is why people like us, especially Virgos, we can't stand these big time streamers because they always fuck it up for everybody else because they can't keep their mouth shut. They simply just can't, you know, they simply just can't do two of the following things: keep interactions with minors minimal, you know, or just not at all. And they simply just can't do their thing and just make your content. They just can't. They just don't know when to stop. They go to the extreme, and then this stuff happens. And then the moment that they catch something like this happening, you get parents involved to let them take care of it. It's a really simple solution, and we learned about this in the '90s. When you deal with strangers, get the parents involved because the stranger's not going to want to deal with a parent. Do you want to deal with somebody's parents? I don't think you want to deal with anybody's parents. I mean, it's really simple, but the government's looking like, all right, all right, all right. Now we got to step in. We got to step in. We got to do the job that the parents are too scared to do. And I don't care about the cursing and whatnot because this is honestly serious. Children constantly getting harassed on these social media sites. And it blows my mind because I'm like, why are they even on these sites? Why are they not reading a book? Why are they not exercising? Why are they not outside, playing, like, pretend they're Power Rangers? Or, I don't know, figuring out some formulas. Why are they not doing more extracurricular activities? Why are they not in amusement parks with their parents? Why are they on apps like VR chat and Roblox and Xbox all day? Because we knew that this would happen. And now look, everyone has to suffer. Because nobody wanted to be the mature adult, a collective mature adults to just simply just do the right thing, which is just let the cops handle it, let the parents handle it. When you do that, it's really easy. And I'll say this once, I'll say this again. Not all adults are bad people, but at the same time, I tell adults this all the time: you are taking a risk because of evil people out there. So you cannot blame people when their guard is up. That's why when I do my streams, because I know I have folks, pop in my stream. I don't know their age, but I just assume that I just treat it like it's PG-13 for these streams. Now, my other streams for adults only, I do whatever I want. I say whatever I want until I get banned. Because they ain't paying me. So that's all I pretty much got to say about Roblox. Just a pathetic app. And I will be boycotting Roblox until this whole situation is taken care of. I had plans to stream Roblox, but I think Virgos, I don't know about everybody else. I know they're going to be like, oh, I'm still going to play Roblox. I need my content. Like, it's so funny how people talk about this. Like, I saw, like, some big YouTuber or whatever, like, some big YouTuber talking about, oh, my goodness, it's a tragedy, blah, blah, blah. And then what do? They sit on their ass and they go back to playing Roblox instead of just joining the boycott and just waiting for a month. Their impulse, their ADHD, whatever. I gotta play my Roblox. I gotta stream it. Like how are you even how are you contributing to helping people keeping kids safe if you're pretty much playing the damn app and then want to talk about it? That's counterproductive, don't you think? That's a little counterintuitive. It's hypocritical. You let this app cook, you wait, and then when the time is right, then you reinstall and play it. I just uninstalled Roblox. I just uninstalled that app. It's gone. When stuff like this occurs, this is serious. This ain't the time to be crying. This ain't the time to be mad. This is the time to just think. That's all it is. It's just a time to think. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. I'm just messing with someone because it's like, oh, I'm gonna be late. I'm like, take your time, man. You are an adult. Take your time, have fun, breathe. Do some yoga, play some Call of Duty. What I don't know. I forgot what 19-year-olds do these days. Just chill, enjoy yourself. I just don't like when people get stressed. Like, relax. I had to tell my mother this when she's like, oh, I gotta get surgery. Calm yourself. So I want everyone to just calm down, laugh, and know that Roblox deserves this. Listen, you may be someone that had a lot of fond memories with Roblox. And you probably met your friends, you probably met your girlfriend, probably met your wife, your boy, whatever. But all you simply have to do is just hold that off for a moment, hold off how you're feeling, and let's just look at this from a logical standpoint. The app's in trouble. Just like VR chat, the app's in trouble. And they're slowly just trying to play this little sneaky game, their own little version of chess and Monopoly, just to see if they can get by. Be careful on these apps. And then now people understand why before I didn't do all this stuff with streaming, now people understand why I always remain anonymous. And I can truly say I hate the fact that I showed how I looked to a select few people. Good, luckily they're good people. But other than that, that's why I'm like this. That's why I remain anonymous. Because you don't know the ill intentions of somebody when they're mad. I may have dealt with a bunch of stuff with people, but I would never go to the extreme where I leak people's pictures or whatever. Because that's just low. Well, I got nothing else to say. I'm going to resume my workout, lifting my weights. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to do a plank. I had the best ice cream. Let me go ahead and the name of the ice cream that I ordered is Arctic Zero. It's a non-dairy dessert. It's a cookie shake, and it is delicious. And hopefully for my birthday, I can maybe get some other flavors because this is good. It's really, really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and post a link in the chat. Make sure y'all order it. It is delicious. I understand y'all don't like Amazon and whatnot, but you got to learn how to play the game and work with some of these low down people, i.e., companies. This is Trump Town, folks. This is the Trump era 2.0. This is what y'all all wanted. Y'all voted for him, so you got to deal with it. Oh, I've been wanting to say that for a long time. I don't care how mad that makes people. You get what you vote for. I remember when an elder told me that. They used to make me so mad when I was a teenager, and she told the truth. You get what you vote for. It's true. I can't even get mad. Why get so mad at the truth? I don't understand that with people, but it's whatever. But all I gotta say is, I got nothing else to say about this. But fuck Roblox.